talk about home affairs. Hey, in diaspora, current affairs. Reliable information, history. Talking about culture, politics, education, entertainment, business, sports, advertisement, articulation. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia. From Monday to Sunday. Focus on.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I am Anthony Sid, and a person. Welcome to Focus on Liberia. Welcome. This is going to be an exciting edition of the Hour of Politics. Of course, you heard that Focus on Liberia is about educating, elevating, and promoting all things our dear country, Liberia. And folks, I invite you to this edition of the Hour of Politics. Do us a favor and share the broadcast with somebody. The topic for today is politically unique. We are here to set the records straight. You heard me. We are here to set the record straight, and you may be asking, setting the record straight on what? Well, we are setting the record straight when it comes to the Unity Party's war room, the war room that was so effective and can be credited significantly for delivering a victory against George Manawia and for Joseph Yema Boaka in favor of the Unity Party, the just ended presidential election. I'm talking about the runoff here. And also, they should be credited for what they did in the first round as well. Who are the individuals who set up the Unity Party war room that many are so happy about, that brought some kind of a dynamism to our election, and it is something that is profound, and somebody is taking credit for it. Is that person the right person to be given the credit for the work that was done so effectively and that was robust, that delivered the victory for the Unity Party? Who actually set up that war room? Who actually put that system into place that make it happen for the Unity Party, that gave Joseph Yema Boaka the last laugh this time, for which today he is president-elect of the Republic of Liberia. My name is Anthony Sia. This is Focus on Liberia, and we are here to set the record straight on who set up the system that delivered the victory for the Unity Party. And so, folks, if you are just joining me, please share the broadcast. We will be right back after this.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
And I'm Anthony Cyr. Let us go into our topic today. This is a topic that I think is meaningful at this time when Liberia is making significant progress in its democracy. We just had a presidential election. By far was peaceful, and Liberian people exercised their right, and their votes were protected, and a political institution set up a war room that many are crediting today for delivering the victory for the Unity Party. Some individuals, some patriots, some Liberian citizens went to work. Somebody may say they went to the rescue of the Unity Party and set up a robust mechanism, not only to train and deploy and assign pool watchers, but also to protect the votes, to prevent anything out of the ordinary that would have denied the rightful winner the victory that the Liberian people have offered that person. The war room is being talked about, but somebody is taking credit for the work that was done, for the work that was put into place. And that is why we are here to set the record straight, because the one claiming the credit, the one who is giving himself all the credit for the significant work that was done in a very effective manner, is not the right person who should be credited. And we have the information here, and that is why we are here. We want you to share the broadcast with somebody so that this information can get out there. So, setting the record straight, who set up the Unity Party war room? It is obvious now in many quarters and in our community today that Mr. Amara Kone is crediting himself for being responsible for the war room that delivered the victory for the Unity Party. Here is Mr. Amara Kone. Mr. Amara Kone, during the election, when they were announcing results from the Unity Party war room, he was designated to announce the results on behalf of a team of individuals who set up and managed the system that was put into place in the Unity Party's war room, intended to protect the votes and so that the rightful owner will become the winner at the end of the day, so that the Liberian people's decision would not be thwarted. Mr. Amara projected himself as the guy responsible, as the brain behind what an effective war room that was set up, and that can be credited significantly for what is today a victory for the Unity Party and Joseph Yimambuaka. Mr. Kone has purported to be the brain behind that war room, but yet we are here to tell you Mr. Amara Kone is not the one who set up the war room as he would want us to believe. And so let us get Mr. Amara out of the way and inform you that Mr. Amara Kone has imposed himself as the guide who should be credited for the Unity Party war room. We are here with information to share with you that Mr. Amara Kone should not be credited. He's not the brain. He's not the one who set up the system that was effective and very helpful in making Joseph Boakai president today. The individuals who set up the war room and what specifically they did is what we are here to present. And why are we doing this? Because we are setting the record straight. Credit won't be given to those who deserve the credit. Those who have done this piece of work should be recognized and should be credited for the work that they have done. When an individual is purporting, all right, and making the entire country to believe that everything was set into motion and placed by them, and they had all the monopoly over knowledge in effecting and setting up the system, is a dangerous precedent. It is unfortunate that Mr. Amara Connor, who came to Joseph Boakai very late in the game to be claiming credit for what was set into motion, and I think we need to set the record straight. So, here's it. Amara Connor, when Joseph Boakai made it known that he would be a candidate in the 2023 presidential election, though Amara had been associated with the Unity Party, he served as finance minister for the Unity Party from 2012 to 2016. Unity Party was right there. Joseph Yuma Boakai was right there. But Amara Connor was nowhere. When Amara Connor went to Liberia to participate in the election, his first option was to do business with the CDC. He wanted to run as senator on the CDC ticket, or for the CDC to allow him and not put forth a candidate in Montserrat County. Amara Connor, who is aware that there is a political party called the Unity Party, will not go to the Unity Party for some obvious reason. That negotiation did not go well because some executives of the CDC said, no, we cannot do that. That Joseph will be our candidate in this coming election in Montserrat County. The Amara now know Unity Party existed. He knew. He served as finance minister. He knew Joseph Yuma Boakai was running. He was not on Team Boakai. He was not on the rescue train. Fast forward, he will go to Bapulu, where he decided to contest, and it was easier. And he contested as an independent candidate, even though he has been associated with the Unity Party. The Unity Party has done so well for him, made him finance minister, and today he is a recognizable person in the politics of Liberia and in leadership in Liberia. Amara Connor is a right, though. He chose to run independent. Was Unity Party not good enough for him? I don't know what happened, but he ran as independent instead of running on the Unity Party's ticket. So Amara Connor was nowhere around even during the first round of the election. When Joseph Boakai needed all the help, when the Unity Party needed all the help it needed, Amara Connor was busy with what Amara Connor would do for himself. Late in the first round of the election, the Unity Party saw the need that it needed to set up a system to protect a vote so that nothing strange will happen. And so some individuals went to the rescue of the Unity Party. And they initiated a system that helped to protect the vote for the Unity Party in a very significant way. Fast forward, the second round will come. These individuals will build on what they started in the first round of the election. Amara Connor was nowhere around. It's obvious he was concerned about his race in Bapulu, that he won successfully. He's now senator-elect of Bapulu County. Maybe he should be focusing on that. So Amara Connor will later go and endorse Joseph Yuma Boakai. And so he was coming on the rescue team late in the game. This is the second round we are talking about now. Before Amara, there were patriots, there were Liberian citizens who went to the rescue of the Unity Party, who went to assist the Unity Party to set up a system that will protect the vote, that will prevent ballot stuffing, and that will prevent numbers being inflated by individuals who might want to do so. Those individuals set up the system. And when the system was set up, when Amara had endorsed Joseph Yuma Boakai and had decided late in the game to come on Joseph Boakai's team, he heard about the war room that was every day in motion. And so he showed up, and the individuals there welcomed him, and they designated him to be the one to announce the results. The system set into place, built, was not done by Amara Conan. In fact, when Amara went late in the game, he went with a system that he wanted them to use. But the guys have far gone into setting things into motion. These are experts in the area of election. I don't know Amara to have any expertise in election. So these guys set everything into motion. So they told Amara, well, you are welcome, but the system that you are suggesting, we can't use it. We already set up a robust system into place. One internet, to tabulate the records, the votes, and another one internet to is a physical structure. They set up workstations in all the counties, and they recruited supervisors, they recruited pool watchers, they trained these pool watchers, they deployed these pool watchers, and they told them what to watch out for, how to protect the votes, how to prevent numbers being inflated on the tally sheets and all that. These individuals were trained. Amara was nowhere when all this was happening. He came very close to the time people were about to vote and to start counting the votes. And that house said, well, you will be the one to announce the results. So, folks, here is it. The true unsung heroes credited for protecting the Bwaka Kung vote, which lended the ticket to the historic victory, are Josiah Joker, Alexander Nunta, and David Colley. So Amara should not be credited for what he did not do. Amara should not be credited for what he did not do. So, folks, we present to you Josiah F. Joker Jr. Josiah is an author. He is an election expert, and he is also an organization development expert. Josiah has worked with the National Election Commission for some time. He represented Liberia on election matters in the ECOWAS region. He knows a lot about elections. The system that was set up, this system was set up exclusively by 3 Liberian professionals, one of which having to be Josiah Joker. They set up and operated the integrated and robust pool washing and results management system. The setup was massive, and it was comprising of 15 county workstations. So what it did was they set up workstation in each county. And in each county, there was a supervisor for each of the 15 counties. That's what they did. Now, each workstation coordinated the recruitment and the deployment of pool washers and precinct supervisors in their assigned counted and collected the election results. So the supervisors that they recruited, they were assigned to the precincts. And we have 2,080 precincts in the entire republic. So they recruited a supervisor for each precinct. They didn't stop there. They recruited about 11,000. They recruited about 11,780 pool watchers. The 11,780 pool watchers were deployed at the 5,890 polling places in the country. When they were recruiting the 11,000, 780 pool watchers, Amaracone was nowhere around. When they recruited the workstation supervisors and the precinct supervisors for all the counties, Amaracone was nowhere around. The physical structure was set into place by Josiah Joker and Dr. Alexander Newton. Josiah being an election expert, who had expertise in the area of election, he set up a system along with his partner, Dr. Alexander Newton. And they were able to say, look, 15 counties, we need 15 workstations. And each of the workstations, there must be the supervisor. There must also be the supervisor for each precinct. 2,080 precincts, there must be supervisor who will supervise the collection of the data and send the data to us so that we can tabulate the record, the data, all the votes. That's what they did. So they did not only recruit these 11,780 poll watchers, they trained them and they deployed them and they trained them how to prevent ballot stuffing, how to prevent inflating the numbers on the tally sheet, the record of count, they call it. These are the specific things they taught them and what to watch out for. So the system and the training set into motion was very effective, and everything was set, and they had their poll watchers in the field. They had their precinct supervisors who were supervising the poll watchers, whereas they were in a war room in communication with them, and they was transmitting the record from the precincts and from the polling places through the station supervisors to the war room. Amara has no idea when these guys were working on the whole system. So Josiah and Dr. Newton should be credited explicitly for recruiting, vetting, training, and deploying the 11,780 poll watchers in the 5,890 polling places and the 2,080 precinct supervisors nationwide. These two great sons prevented ballot stuffing, inflating biased votes on the record of count, and they also prevented Kennedy Bwaka then votes being classified as invalid votes. Because sometimes one of the things or the ways people manipulate election result is to render or classify a vote for a candidate as invalid. As you might have heard, David Etta, Brown Lasana, during the first round of election, each voter was given about 3 ballots: senator, representative, and president. And we were told by David Etta, Brown Lasana, well, if you don't mark all the ballots, then your votes will be invalid. How? One may decide to vote for only president or senator or a representative. So if one makes a decision to not vote for the other, how can that person's votes be invalid? But reportedly, that was said by the National Election Commission boss. I don't know how true is that. But the point here is that those guys were trained how to prevent a vote being classified as invalid that may be for a particular candidate, because that is one of the tactics that have been used by people who want to sway election in their favor. So this was significant training given to the 11,780 poll watchers across the country. Amara has no idea when these gentlemen have put this system in place. So Dr. Newton and Josiah Jokai Jr. provided the leadership in collecting 100% of the result from the 2,080 precincts 2 days following the vote count. This is Josiah. Josiah and Dr. Newton. There is Josiah. And this is Dr. Alexander Newton. So Dr. Newton and Josiah, they collaborated, they provided the leadership in collecting 100% of the record of the results from the field in 2 days. And as they were receiving the results, they had to tabulate the result. And so there were now another gentleman comes in. And this gentleman is right here, David Colley. David Colley is a data and election results analyst. David will set up a system responsible to tabulate the votes. What is tabulate? To tabulate is to count, record, or list systematically. And as you saw during the announcement of the results by the Unity Party's war room, you saw county by county, district by district. So to tabulate is to count, to recall, and to list systematically. That is what was done. So the result tabulation and analysis system was set up by David Colley, a renowned data and election results analyst. Colley received the results from Dr. Newton and Josiah Jokai Jr. and had his data entry class enter them into a system that he created. So David is a guy who is in the technology area. He set up this system, and as he was receiving the data being collected by Josiah and Dr. Newton from their poll watchers in the field, from their precinct supervisors and station leaders in the counties, they were sending that letter. I mean, they were giving the data, the results, to David. David's system he set up now, he had data entry clerks that were trained and assigned, and they were entering the numbers into the system. And as they completed some counties, some districts, they will now pass on the record to Amara Connor, who came late in the game and was selected to announce the results. And that's how you saw Amara announcing results. The system that systematically counted or tabulated the results that were taken from the field and the structure put into place to collect the data, all of these things put into motion, Amara had no idea how those things were done. His role that was assigned to him by the 3 leaders was to announce the results. When Amara went to announce results, he decided to credit himself and did not give the appropriate credit and recognition to the 3 gentlemen who set up the system for the collecting of the results, entering it in a system that was also created. Amara would not give credit to them. he purported as the brain behind what was set up into motion by the three gentlemen. Amara should not be the one to be credited for what was a robust war room set up by the three professionals: Josiah Juka Jr., an election expert, Dr. Elizana Nunta, and David Colley, who is also an analyst when it comes to data and election results. These are the individuals who set up the Unity Party's war room that delivered the victory, giving the last laugh to Joseph Yuma Boaka. This is Josiah Joker Jr. This is David Colley. And this is Dr. Elizana Nunta. These are the individuals that deserve the credit for the system that was put into place that should now be a model that political parties will be using anytime we have an election in Liberia. The individuals who did the work should be given the credit, and not Mr. Amara Kone, who is imposing himself as the brain behind the war room of the Unity Party. So the system that Colley put into place, it analyzed the results, and Colley analyzed the result and gave Amara Kone the output to announce them. Unfortunately, Amara unprofessionally went beyond the announcement of the results and provided to himself and falsely took credit for setting up the system and claiming nothing was in place when he had joined the Unity Party war room at the very 11th hour. He went on to lie that he built the system and provided the leadership that secured the Boaka Kun win, with no reference to the real heroes who set up the system. Amara should be called out, and the records should be set straight. Amara was not the one who set up the system. We name and show you pictures of the individuals who actually set up the war room of the Unity Party. Josiah, an election expert, Dr. Newton, and David Colley, a data and election results analyst. David Colley set up the system that was responsible for tabulating the results, analyzing them, and making them available for Amara to announce. Josiah Joker and Dr. Elizana Nunta set up the entire system, an election management system that included the recruitment, the vetting, the training, and deployment of 11,780 Puwachos across the nation at the 5,890 polling places and at the 2,080 precincts. They have workstation supervisors in each county and precinct supervisors at each precinct. They trained them, they deployed them, they told them how to prevent battle staffing, they trained them what to watch out for, they were vigilant, they have an idea of what was happening, how to prevent, inflating the numbers on the record of count. That was you also call tally sheet. And that is how the votes were protected for the Unity Party that deliver the victory for the Unity Party today. So if there are individuals who should be credited for the Unity Party's war room that prevented anything on the ordinary, that should be Josiah Joka Jr., that should be Dr. Alexander Newton, and that should be David Colley, not Amara Connor, who is imposing himself. Amara Connor was never around. We never heard him talk about Josiah Yumambwaka as a candidate. Never. Not until at the 11th hour when he endorsed Josiah Yumambwaka. Apparently he has seen a possibility of a Bwaka win. And so he will go there so that he will take credit at the end of the day. He did not set up any system. The system, two systems set up, by the way. One by Josiah and Dr. Newton, and the tabulation system that were responsible for, entering the data in that particular system was set up by David Colley. These are the individuals who the Unity Party and Liberians across the globe who have come to admire the work that was done. These are the individuals who deserve the credit, not Amara Connor. Amara Connor has won his seat as a senator in Bapulu. I think he should focus on that. And he's all over the place. And he can't help himself. And I always see he's on the transition team. And he's not posting about what he would do for the people of Bapulu. He's posting about people should manage expectation. Maybe Amara Connor should manage his mouth at this time. Maybe Amara Connor should be giving credit to Josiah Joka, to Dr. Alexander Newton and David Colley for the system they set up in the place that he used as a conduit to project himself as the smartest guy in Liberia today. Why is he not giving credit to these individuals for the work that they did? And why is he all over the place? This is unfortunate. That someone who is a professional, or maybe should be a professional, professionals and good leaders don't crave for credit. They don't give themselves credit. A good leader must be a team player, must give credit to those who deserve the credit, those who put in the work. But Amara chose to credit himself here. And it's important that we set the records straight. The war room that delivered the victory for the Unity Party was not started by Amara Connor. Amara Connor had no idea what was set into motion that is today responsible for the Unity Party's victory. That war room, Amara Connor fingerprint is not on it. If anything, he was just this guy who's supposed to announce the results. That is all Amara did. And so, the heroes here who should be recognized should be Josiah Joka Jr., Dr. Alexander Newton, and David Colley. These are the real people who came to the Unity Party's rescue. Amara Pryor himself are having connection. Joseph Walker was struggling. He needed all the help he could get. Amara was nowhere around. Amara was busy helping himself. And the system that they set out, they were able to put out 2,000 seditions. Can you imagine that? So when they recruited and trained and assigned, they decided to verify because everything was happening so fast. The time from the first round to the second round of the election was less than 1 month. And they had to, recruit 11,780 people. Not only recruit them, they needed to train them. They needed to vet them. And so after recruiting, training, they decided to do vetting. And it was during the vetting process, they were able to identify that there were some seditionists who had volunteered to be poll watchers, who were actually seditionists and were not on the side of the Unity Party. The verification process put into place by them, the vetting process put into place by them. They wanted to be sure that they had the right people who were for their side on the team to ensure the accuracy of the number, so that somebody who is compromised will not be on the team, because that could thwart the result. That person could be used to sway things against them. And when they initiated the verification process, they started making phone calls and having conversations with the individuals that were recruited, that were on, or who were the poll watchers. And they initiated a conversation with them in a way that these people were saying, well, I'm a born sedition, I have CDC in my blood and all that. And said, oh, wait a minute. And once they realized that that person was either a supporter of CDC or a sympathizer of CDC, that person was gone. That verification and vetting process. Because some people heard about it and some seditionists were infiltrating the system. So those seditionists that tried to infiltrate the system, they were booted out, 2,000 of them. Did Amara know about that? No, he did not know about that. The system was set into place by individuals who had expertise in election management. They set up a system that could cater to all the precincts and all the polling places. Imagine the total number of persons they recruited, 11,780 people. Because they look at the 5,890 polling places in the country. So I said, well, we must have at least 2% at each precinct, polling place. So they more than double the number of polling places. In other words, they hire at least 2% for each polling place. And the individuals were working and checking on each other. So nothing could happen against what they intended to achieve. These individuals, and the reason why Focus on Liberia thought to set the record straight is this would be a model. This system is something that serious political parties should be able to adapt. Free and fair elections are needed in Liberia. The will of the people should always prevail. The way to do that is to protect the vote. Protecting the vote is setting up system, a mechanism that will control and prevent anything that some individuals might want to do to deny the people their right choices whenever they made them in an election. When we do that, our democracy, our electoral process will be one that will motivate voters to always vote, that they will trust, that their votes will be counted, that their choice of leaders will be able to serve them, and that the will of the people will prevail. Because what ends up happening when people cheat in election, people get dissatisfied and they will take other means that might bring about violence. We've seen that all across Africa. Leaders in power will attempt to thwart election results or even cheat, and thereby bringing chaos in our country. Sierra Leone, it was reported that the recent election that ended in Sierra Leone, cheating went on. And because of that, the U.S. government slammed those individuals accused of manipulating the votes in favor of Marabio. The U.S. government slammed them with visa or sanction or visa restriction. Very recently, day before yesterday, we heard about some individuals who are dissatisfied, about what happened in Sierra Leone, try to take arms. They try to break into the military barrack where they have arms and ammunition. And the goal, according to the government of Sierra Leone, was to launch a coup and kick Marabio out of power, because the individuals believe that Marabio cheated to win the election, and so they didn't want him there. Sierra Leone almost went into a serious crisis. Yahya Jammeh did not win election. He's kind of like conceded somehow, and then he tried to somersault. ECOWAS have to go and intervene to pull him out of there. And the whole issue of also changing his constitution. These are the reason why the process must be trusted by the people. When the people vote, their vote must be counted. Because some individuals will use that dissatisfaction and launch violence in our country. We are told that Samuel Doe wrecked the election in the 80s. And that was one of the reasons some people decided that Doe needed to go. That is one of the reasons we had the civil war in Liberia. Doe wrecked the election. He should not have been president. He imposted himself as president of the Republic of Liberia against the will of the people. And because the people of the people's will got thwarted by Doe, some Liberians felt that he was an illegitimate president and he needed to be removed by all means. The likes of Charles Taylor and Prince Johnson and many others who launched a rebellion in our country to get Doe out of power. We all know the consequences that we endure as a country. The price we pay so heavy. And so, these individuals who set up this system to prevent vote raking, to prevent election stealing, to protect the vote of the people, to ensure that the people will is counted, the people will upheld. They deserve the credit, and not an impostor, Amara Conan, who is imposing himself as though imposing himself as the winner of the election that happened in the 80s that contributed to the reasons why we had a civil war. The records must be set straight. The real heroes of the Unity Party's war room Amara Conan is not that hero. The real heroes, Dr. Elizana Nunta, David Colley, and election expert Josiah Joker Jr. These are the real heroes who the Unity Party and Liberians who appreciate what these individuals have done. These are the individuals who deserve the credit. And we thought to set the record straight. With that said, if you want to participate, we have a phone number that you can call to participate in the discussion. If you want to participate, we have a phone number here that you can call. Let me display the phone number, and we will take your call right now if you wish to participate. The phone number has been posted in the Facebook and YouTube live feed below. This is the number to call right now if you wish to participate. Call 605-313-6004 and enter the code 791403#, and then you will be given the opportunity to contribute to the discussion again and again. Josiah Joker Jr., Dr. Nunter, Alexander Nunter, and David Colley are the real heroes here, and not the imposter Amara Connor. Folks, in cyberspace, we will take a break while we wait for you to place your call right here to participate in the discussion. So while we wait for callers, let me read some comments here while we wait for callers. Again, don't forget the number to call is in the strolling text below. The number has also been posted in the Facebook and YouTube live feed below. If you wish to participate, call that number, enter the code, and then you will be given the opportunity to contribute to the discussion. Keita, right? He is not and has not credited or projected himself for creating the Up War Room. I disagree. Amara Connor definitely did so. Sir, Honorable Connor did not claim to set up the war room. However, the first round did not go well, and he managed the war room during the second round, and he did a great job. I'm not saying, look, Amara Connor did not manage the war room. You are wrong. The individuals that managed the war room, who set up the war room in the first place, we just show their pictures and we just call their names. So Amara Connor was only designated to announce the results. He had no idea how they recruited, they trained, and assigned. He had no idea how they even trained the data entry clerks. He had no idea. He got there before he got to know there was something like that in place. Amara brought his own system, and that system could not be used because he came very late with that system, and that system was not even best. The election experts had system in place already that could get the job done. Keita again, however, he leveled up the war room, and that cannot be arguable. Bring improvement to something, and it's not the same as creating it. Anthony here, please provide us the facts where Amara Muhammad Connor claimed or projected himself as the creator of the Up War Room. All right, let's hear from Emmanuel Bro. Yeah, Emmanuel Bro writes, I'm watching from George Floyd Memorial Square in Minneapolis, where I am enjoying this afternoon edition of the show. Thank you, Emmanuel, for enjoying the show there in Minneapolis. Let's hear from Somado. Amara is not a hero. He is a damn fraud as always. That person is going after Amara there. Word of mouth rise. Then, bro, you should have used this energy to campaign for CDC. Oh, this guy, he must be confused. Am I campaigning here? You guys are really hurting. What's the connection between managing one's expectation and setting up data center? Sam Waller writes, you will have done better to host a show with the individual and interview them as opposed to this approach. Sam Waller, you don't get to do or decide what we do here. We have reached out to Amara. He will not answer the phone. He will not come. And so, my friend, you have to say your own there. But yeah, from this person, Amara didn't. It was done by the Ghanaian tech, but all the other people are to blame to, I don't know what this person is saying there. Let's leave it right there. So these are a few comments that we wish to read, and let's go to the phone line to see if we have a caller. Let's go to the phone line to see if we have a caller. We don't have a caller, and so we don't have a caller. We will conclude the presentation here today. And folks, this is how we conclude the presentation. Amara Connor claimed credit. He injected himself as the brain behind the success of the Unity Party's war room. Amara Connor was just designated to announce the results. Amara Connor did not set any system in place that was used. The system that was set up, two systems, by the way, a physical system that they used to recruit, to train, and deploy pool washers, to vet them, which prevented seditions who tried to infiltrate the system and booted about 2,000 of them out. That system prevented battle stuffing. That system prevented the inflation of numbers on the record of count. That system also gave the knowledge to the pool washers to be able to collect the tally sheets and transmit them or send them to the war room through their precinct supervisors and West Station supervisors who were also trained and assigned in the counties. And as they received the results in the war room, and the results were actually received by Josiah Joker and Dr. Alexander Nunter, they were able to now transfer the results over to David Colley, who has set up a system into place, and there were assigned data entry clerks who entered the numbers in a system that was set into place or created by David Colley. That system tabulated the results systematically, district by district, county by county, candidate by candidate. And there was a verification and analysis aspect of that particular system David set into place. And he worked along with Josiah Joker and Dr. Newton. And they were able to now provide the results to Amara Connor. And Amara Connor was there to only announce the results. Amara Connor was not the leader of the war room. He was assigned or designated to announce results only. But Amara imposted, projected, and purported himself as the leader and organizer of the war room. And throughout the presentation, Amara did not make mention of the names that we are giving you today, who set up the system that delivered this victory for the Unity Party. Amara never throughout the presentation mentioned these individuals by names. Did he? No, he did not. And today, many have been fooled and deceived and misled that Amara is responsible for the war room that delivered a victory for the Unity Party. We thought to set the record straight because the credit must be given to those who did the work, who set the system in place that delivered the victory. That was not Amara. Amara, if he should be credited, credit him for reading the results. But the hard work, the brain power that brought everything into motion, the individuals to be credited to be Josiah Joker Jr., Dr. Alexander Newton, and David Colley. These are the heroes who have set up the war room and did everything that needed to be done. A robust and comprehensive system that covered the entire country, that collected the records or the results from the field in 2 days. In 2 days. That system collected the results. When they could not do it in 2 days, they were able to collect the results in 2 days. They were able to collect the results. So when you hear Amara saying, we're going to do this, we'll have some numbers by 3 a.m., it is a system that this gentleman set up, he was relying on. Did he mention them by name? No. So folks, that is how we thought to set the record straight today. And we hope you now know who are the real heroes, the ones who should be credited for what we can say without any hesitation was an impressive and robust election management system, or a war room, if you like, set up to protect the vote, and that can be credited for delivering the victory for Joseph Yamambuaka. Folks, that is all we have for you in today's edition of the Hour of Politics. Until we see you again when we do, my name is Anthony C., and I brought you yet another analytical and reporting edition of the Hour of Politics. Thank you for watching, and even those who will watch later, make sure you share the broadcast with somebody. We must set the record straight. We cannot build Liberia on lies and deception, and we must give credit to those who have done the job or who are doing the work. Credit should not be given to others who did not do the work. That is dangerous, and professionals and leaders should not be behaving in that way. We taught to call it out and set the record straight. And my name is Anthony C, and I don't apologize for holding them accountable and telling the truth, for the truth must be told. The Bible says the truth will set you free. Let the truth be told, and let Liberia hear the truth. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the song. We are all Liberians. It is a nationalistic song. It may engender the spirit of patriotism in you, and then you will not be an impostor like American, and you will not be deceiving the people of Liberia, but you will be telling them the truth, and you'll be giving credit to those who deserved the credit. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the song. We are all Liberians.
We are Liberians. Liberia is our home. Liberian people. Liberia.